What's up, everyone? Welcome to Night Kids Podcast After Dark. Or is it Night Kids After Dark Podcast? That's what it is. For this episode on March 13th, 2024, I'm your host, BTG Plays, along with my co-hosts, Nick and Lily. What's going on, y'all?
What's happening?
Lots happening.
What makes you feel good today? What brings you here?
Good point. Well, no,
Happy
what brings me here
Day.
today is our love of video games. But yes, it is Pi Day, and this is funny because I had no idea that Pi Day was a thing. Yeah, we still letting people without face cams on the show. Oily curse. But
Welcome.
I have priorities.
Point that aggression at Lily, not me. So
I want my computer to be done first before getting a new camera.
So what I did not know is that Pi Day was an actual thing. So I go into work today and people coming up to my desk and they're like, "Hey, we got a whole lot of pie over in the kitchen if you want." So I'm like, "What? What are we talking about right now?" They're like, "There's pizza pie, apple pie, blueberry pie." Yeah, I'm just like, okay, whatever. And I'm walking down the street in the city and people are like, "Hey, you want some free pie?" I'm like, "Hold on." Now, you know, The Rock loves apple pie. It's like, no. But no, like, it was crazy. So yeah, happy Pie Day, guys. I hope you guys
Happy Pie Day.
got some type of pie.
I had cherry pie earlier
Any
today.
kind of pie. But
Lord,
yeah.
not yet. But deals at Pizza Hut and them for Pi Day.
Awesome.
I took.
Oh.
Well, tonight we're going to be some of the topics, or one of the biggest topics we're going to be talking about is why GTA 6 may be the most important game release in the industry's history, and so much more. But thank you guys for joining us. We're always looking for ways to engage in our listeners, so we'd love to hear from you. What topics you like us to cover on the podcast? What games do you want to hear more about? If you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below on our social media pages, or just straight up yell at it's cool. But this is Night Kids After Dark, where gamers discuss gamer things every Monday and Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on twitch.tv/Team Night Kids. And if you don't want to watch live, you can always catch us later on youtube.com/@Team Night Kids 1, or you can listen on podcast services by searching the 4 words Night Kids After Dark. And remember, if you like the show ad free, hit that sub button. Happy Pi Day and housekeeping. Any other housekeeping for you guys before we move on to story number 1?
Lily, do you have anything?
No, not really. Question mark.
I feel like we were getting big news today, but I can't remember what it is. Maybe it'll come up in today's stories.
Maybe. And then maybe I'll be able to get it up. That's what she said. No. All right, it's time to press start, gamers. Let's dive into story number 1. Story number 1 from GameSpot. GTA 6 is the most important game release in industry's history, analysts say. This is by Haley Williams. The game industry isn't in the best shape at the moment, with cost-cutting measures leading to layoffs, studio closures, and game cancellations. And there are a few major titles on the way to shore up sales. In an interview with GameIndustry.biz, industry analyst Matt Piscatella has said that GTA 6 might end up being an incredibly important release for the industry at large. Piscatella, who works for tracking firm Circana, says 2024 isn't looking great for the games industry, with overall spending expected to dip by anywhere from 2% to 10%, depending on how optimistic you are. There's so much uncertainty when you look at the sales data or look to project this year. Piscatella says there's uncertainty around the hardware. There's certainty about the content. Who the hell's making the games? That uncertainty is underscored by this year's 2 biggest games so far, Palworld and Helldivers 2, neither of which were expected to be such big hits. Despite their unexpected success, Piscatella says the industry would need another game at a similar level of success for overall sales to match the numbers driven by last year's blockbuster hit, Hogwarts Legacy. When it comes to comparable titles, 2024 is looking a little thin, with many of the industry's most highly anticipated releases not due out until 2025 at the earliest. The uncertainty level this year is probably the highest I can recall. With the uncertainty of what's going, man, how many times can I say uncertainty of what's going to get us to the finish line? Because we don't have those big games announced that we know. He says, when people are saying our slate's going to be light this year, that's not something that usually happens. While this year is definitely looking rough for the industry, Piscatella is still optimistic about the future. And with one major 2025 release already set to be massive, Grand Theft Auto 6, we're going to get a renewed batch of interest with GTA 6 in particular, he explains. There's probably never been a more important thing to ever release in the industry, so no pressure. What are y'all's thoughts on this?
I don't feel as though the game industry has been hurt this year, or at least they said they're predicting a dip. I don't see a dip happening.
Oh no, there's definitely a dip. I mean, let's say a dip in growth, because I mean, you're talking about we're still technically coming off of the pandemic. From the You're talking about the most increase of player sales in video games ever was because of the pandemic. And
then everybody started going back to work.
And then everybody started going back to work. Now, and remote work, telework, like it's still around, but it's not as prevalent as it was. And I was hoping that the industry would realize that, you know, working from home is legit. Like people are getting stuff done for sure. It's a lot of people working better from home. But you know, some people don't agree.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think the projection of what the gaming industry was just out of hand. And we talked about this before. They projected growth on a year that was already an explosion of growth. Mm-hmm. Instead of being like, well, let's remember we might need to scale back just because we've got all these gamers now because of the pandemic. It's almost as if these stakeholders didn't realize that you have to have time to play games too.
Would you say that this is a year of correction then? They're probably going to use it
100%. And that's a great term to use. I do think this is a year of correction. And it sucks that the correction has to be that involves layoffs or overhiring. And like, it's terrible.
So many jobs have been lost. So many.
Tyler says it's a learning experience. I mean, I kind of agree. I don't want to say the gaming industry is a baby industry, but business has always been business. And I think they should have foreseen these events before they like did these huge hirings to be like, all right, you know, we need to ramp up. So yeah, sucks. Now, I guess the question is, do you think that GTA 6 is the most important game release in history for the gaming industry?
Ooh. Lily?
I'm in the middle of it because how many times have they re-released GTA 5?
Only about 11 times.
Right, so to finally step up on a number is what everybody's been waiting for. But also, it's like, when everyone's had so much time invested in GTA 5 and money and robberies.
GTA 5 came out on PS3, right? Then PS4, and then re-released and remastered on PS5.
Yeah, it did that on every generation, yeah. And then it came to PC.
Yeah. Yep, PC.
So I'm sorry. We know the majority of people get GTA for whatever platform they're on, PC, Xbox, PlayStation. They get it on just about every system. I do know that this new GTA 6 game is going to have a ton of new content. A lot of new things are going to come from this game. And we know other game industries usually pull from GTA and what GTA has been doing.
It looks good too, so.
Yeah, I kind of do agree that this may be one of the biggest game releases for the gaming industry. I mean, GTA in itself, GTA 5 was such a staple. Like, that has no boundaries of who plays it. Everybody's interested in it. And you're talking about we've been waiting for this, shoot, what, 15 years now? Like, come on,
man.
And it looks incredible, including the twerking. Like, it's
In the
just
club and on the car.
yeah. I think this is gonna be another staple for the gaming industry. It's gonna bring a whole lot of people back who might have took time off of gaming. Like you're gonna bring those people that don't have time to game. They're gonna find time to game with Grand Theft Auto.
That
sure.
PTO gone.
Count that as
Right.
gone.
Look, I bet there's people already planning. They're like, I gotta save up these days, bro, until GTA 5 or 6 comes out.
What was the name of that game that was it was like not The Sims, but you can create your own avatar and exist in this world. I forgot the name of it so many years ago. I feel like that's what GTA is. You create an avatar, you get to live out your life and do what you want. Do absolutely what you don't do in your normal day to day here in this fantasy world. And now that the game is getting more,
It's called something life, right?
something life. Yeah, that's it.
Damn.
I forgot the name of it, man. That game right there, or simulator, really made a lot of people. They had to shut it down because it got too real. People were
What's this
doing
gonna pop up on?
PC. I
It was on
remember it.
PC.
Being.
Oh my god, what is it? See, now you got me.
What's
It looks
the
like a
name of
little
it?
spin-off of them.
Not
It was like a
spin-off?
virtual life game. Like you literally.
Is that
it?
it?
It was like a role playing game. I don't know what it's called though. No, it's not called Life. Oh, role playing. Oh, simulator. I don't know.
I can't remember it.
Something life. A life.
Half-Life? No, not Half-Life.
Definitely not
That's the only thing I
Half-Life.
thought of at first.
What is the name of it?
Oh my god. What is the nobody in chat knows the game?
Oily Curse, please. I'm sure you know. I'm sure we've heard of it before.
You know the year?
Somewhere around early mid 2000s, maybe earlier than that.
Oh, so those type of graphics. My God.
I really can't remember the name of it, and it's gonna affect me for the rest of this stream.
But yeah,
Watch
for
y'all
sure.
just go to bed and wake up like that's the name of it.
Right in the
Bro.
middle of the night.
Like I'm so mad that I cannot it's not like alter life or anything. Second
Second Life. That's
Second
it.
Life. Yes.
That's it.
That's it. Second Life.
That's what GTA reminds me of. It reminds me of basically having your own individual life outside of your own. And that's why I think GTA 1 so successful. Could you imagine, what is it, GTA 3, but in this, I don't know. I'm excited. I really am excited for GTA 6. It's
Can you
happening.
imagine
And I can't
GTA 6 comes out and then it's like online, but instead of like you playing from like third person, it's like VR and you play your character, bro. Wild. I'm not even, that'd
Yo.
be crazy.
So in 2021, it has been reported that there is still some 64.7 million active users on Second Life. With Rev Tribunal then stating that in 2023, there was a daily average of 200,000 users spanning 200 countries.
Right. And you don't hear anything about this game anymore.
No.
And it's so many people are still playing it. Like it came out in June.
It's the first time hearing about it.
2003. Well, that's probably because
Wow.
back when it came out, we didn't even have computers that were capable of running it. Like,
Okay, yeah, I had a Comquack.
yeah, like, because I remember trying to play it, and I was like, "Yep, this ain't gonna happen. This computer is not gonna do it." And it was even,
Like, hey.
because what's even crazier is it like it here's the minimum requires was a Pentium for 1 gig of RAM, GeForce 6600 or 9500 Radeon, and then yeah, like nowadays, shoot, I'd murder that game. Right. But god dog, that was hard to come by. That's crazy. Because I probably
Very
had like
true.
a Pentium 2 at that time.
I remember
Yeah.
getting into an argument about this game. It was a discussion whether or not it was considered a game or a simulator. It fell into the category of are NFL and NBA games considered video games, or are they simulators? Same as Sims and all of that. I consider them video games, but my colleague I had a discussion with did not agree that they were video games.
I mean, isn't this? Is it? Oh man, aren't they kind of the same thing?
Aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, one day every video game is gonna simulate real life. Maybe. You never
There
know.
it is.
Never know. All right. Anything on that before I move on?
I think it is going to change the industry for sure. GTA 6.
It's gonna change the industry. I don't think it's gonna be a temporary thing. No, well, GTA 6 is not gonna be temporary. The growth in the gaming industry is gonna be temporary, I do think. Because once people get their GTA 6, they'll probably still play it and stuff. But that doesn't mean that the rest of the gaming industry is going to profit from it. Like Rockstar is definitely going to profit from it, but everybody else is probably not going to profit from it. So I do think they need to, keep even keel and realize, like, all right, yeah, this comes in waves, man. You do have the gamers that are gamers all the time, but the everyday casual gamer isn't there all the time.
Yep.
And they got to realize it. All right, story number 2. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake developer escapes Embracer's clutches. Saber Interactive, the developer and publisher working on projects such as Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake, has officially been sold by Embracer Group. This comes in the wake of a Bloomberg report and updates to its website indicating a sale was imminent. The $500 million deal will encompass Saber and some of its own studios, such as 4A Studios, developer of the Metro series, and Zen Studios, pinball developer. As reported by VGC, the sale is to a private investor group under Beacon Interactive, which is owned by Saber Interactive co-founder Matthew Karch. However, it does sound like every company Saber has acquired is making a clean break. Saber will keep studios Nimble Giant, 3D Realms, Sandbox Strategies, New World Interactive, Slipgate Ironworks, Madhead Games, and Fractured Byte. However, Embracer will maintain ownership of Tripwire, Beamdog, Tuxedo Labs, De-Emerge, Shiver, Snapshot Games, 34 Big Things, and perhaps most notably Aspire, which had previously been assigned to work on the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake after working on ports of the original 2 games. I don't know why every single one of those studios just sounded like gamer tags.
I like, is this real?
Right. The irony is that the Knights of the Old Republic remake was originally an Aspire project, but was reportedly transferred to one of Saber Interactive's European studios in 2022. This means Saber gets to take what has arguably been one of Embracer Group's most anticipated project with it in the sale. Sources told Bloomberg the project is still in the works as of November, but won't be part of the sale. Embracer will still retain publishing rights to some games in development, while at least 2 will be considered joint projects with Beacon Interactive. The full breakdown is as follows. I am not going over the full breakdown. They pretty much said it. All of this follows massive layoffs at Embracer Group's various studios, as well as the cancellation of nearly 30 games in the course of 6 months. This has included shutting down Saints Row developer Volition and canceling a new Deus Ex game. Embracer has been devouring other studios for the past few years and has basically nothing to show for it beyond a reputation for ruining everything it touches. Kotaku reported in February that Borderlands developer Gearbox may be close to escaping Embracer's embrace as well. This is great news because I was definitely coming down the pipeline thinking like Embracer took all these companies, they bought them up, and now they're firing all these people and canceling all these projects. And I thought Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic was going to be next.
It was going to be one of them.
Yep, and I'm so glad they're getting out. This gives me hope for the remake. Such a great game. And I will be excited to hear a launch date. And, Borderlands too. I'm glad if Borderlands, I forgot that Borderlands was also picked up by Embracer, and I think if they get out, we could see a revitalization in Borderlands as well.
especially after the movie releases.
Agreed.
Man, I don't want to talk about that movie.
Oh, it's not even out yet.
You can't even see it yet.
I'll see it when it releases on like, I don't know, HBO or Tubi, but I'm like, it seems like it's missing.
It's
Wait
you know what's funny?
You're gonna see it and you're gonna be like, oh, this movie's great.
The trailer made me laugh, but I do find it interesting that we can tell whether or not a movie is going to be enjoyable or not from a trailer. And you know how many times I've been wrong over the last couple, because movies
Like we thought Monster Hunter was going to be good. Like, oh, it's going to be great. Look at the monsters.
No, I did. Now that I definitely, I knew what monster.
No, I don't
knew
think
we
anybody
were-
thought that was gonna be good. Not one person thought that movie
I
was
just
gonna
like
be
the
good.
monster. Like, oh, the monsters are great. Then we just joan on it the whole time.
we still watched it. I enjoyed it for what it was. Yes, it wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be, but I enjoyed it for a film, and I think that's what we're gonna get from Borderlands and the other films that are going to be coming out shortly. Because we all thought the Sonic film was going to be trash, and we were just going to go watch it and wait for it to bomb. And
Ooh, that's a
did
good
Once they
point.
fixed it. Once
No,
they
but
fixed it, it's like, okay.
even after they fixed it and it looked like Sonic, everybody was still like, yeah, I don't want to see him in the real world. This is gonna be like some butt. And it turns out it is the movie that saved video game movies forever.
It did.
Like, that's crazy.
It opened the door for the Mario movie, which also turned out to be pretty good too.
I don't think
Pretty
anybody
When
thought that
everyone
was
was
gonna be
cracking
bad.
on.
Well,
what's that
let
boy's
me
name?
say, because
Chris
we were,
Pratt.
everybody was mad about Chris Pratt. And guess
Oh
what?
yeah, they was like, I can't see him being Mario.
Y'all love that fucking movie. Y'all probably seen it like 4, 5, 15
I
times.
did see it 3 times.
New York City.
Just wish
Whoa.
they gave
In the
Mario
whole
his cake
world, I
back.
wouldn't do.
Oh, come on, man. I didn't need that.
Y'all done seen it 1,000 times.
He breaks blocks with his head.
Crazy. All right. I don't have anything else on that. I'm excited to see or hope that this actually comes to fruition, with the market. I hate to see that they get out of Embracer and they're like, hey, guess what, guys? We're canceling it. You motherfuckers. I don't want to hear that. Do not do this to me. But no. Yeah, I don't have anything left on that.
No, neither do I.
All right, story number 3. This comes from Metal Sucks. Never
Nice
heard
voice.
of this website, but this is crazy. This came out by Hersher Keaton. You'll soon be murdered by Slipknot thanks to upcoming Dead by Daylight collection. Digital murder simulator and asymmetric online survival horror game Dead by Daylight is getting a little Iowa flavor later this month as special masks and costumes based on the various members of Slipknot will make their way into the game on March 26. Though announced last May by developer Behavior Interactive, the Slipknot collection will include 8 masks and 1 full skin for various killers already present in the game. In layman's terms, this means existing characters you already have access to will just look different thanks to the collection. Just like they did with the recent Iron Maiden collection. Wait, they came out with an Iron Maiden collection?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Me neither. This cosmetic item will change the way certain aspects look in the game. Only Sid Wilson's persona will get a full skin in the game, fully replacing the look of the Legion. The other skins and masks will be as follows: Corey Taylor, the Trapper; M. Sean Clown Crahan the Clown; Mick Thompson, the Wrath; James Ruth, the Deathslinger; Sid Wilson, the Legion; Alessandro V-Man Venturella, the Hillbilly; Michael Paff, the Blight; current keyboardist, the Doctor. Is this the trailer? No, this is the All Things Wicked. Unlike the Iron Maiden crossover, which not only saw cosmetic changes to killers based on the band's iconic mascot Eddie, but also included Iron Maiden t-shirts for their survivor characters, this Slipknot collab looks like it's just about the killers. What is All Things Wicked? Is that like a new expansion or something for Dead by Daylight?
That I'm unfamiliar with. I know they have another game.
I played,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I mean, this is definitely cool. I really don't see Dead by Daylight going anywhere anytime soon. We always end up coming back to it for like the you know, the
Lily's
holiday
birthday
season.
streams and,
Yeah,
and Halloween.
this is what some of the skins look like, or one of them looks like Casey Jones.
Oh yeah, it does actually.
That's Ninja Turtles DLC. What's going on here?
Get beat by a hockey stick.
All right, no, but it looks cool.
You're right. I didn't even think about
that
it.
was the dog fart, because I think I heard it. That's why I paused.
It was earlier, and I just and I started laughing. I was like, shoot. And I muted myself. I just shook my head.
I do think this game is considered a seasonal game, and I see Dead by Daylight being around for quite some time. For quite some time, actually.
Yeah, I can't wait till the holiday season, because I still gotta use Chucky. I can't wait to use Chucky. But yeah, that's cool. All
That
right,
is cool.
let me move on to story number 4. Oh yeah, this is a good one. It's about that time again, guys. This comes from Kotaku. Levi Winslow. Summer Game Fest returns this June with the in-person showcase. We already knew Summer Game Fest, Jeff Keighley's answer to E3, would come back for 2024, and now we have a date. The annual cavalcade of trailers, demos, and reveals will kick off with a live showcase in Los Angeles on June 7th. In a press release emailed to Kotaku, SGF PR team said that the event will take place on June 7th at 5 p.m. Eastern at the YouTube Theater in LA's Hollywood Park. Members of the public can attend, and tickets will go on sale on May 7th.
Oh wow.
I might try to go. Damn, I lost my place. Oh, they're going to be on sale at Ticketmaster. We don't know how long the presentation will run for or what exactly will be shown, but we do know we'll get new video game announcements, first look trailers. Keighley also tweeted about it on March 13th, saying that there would be thousands of in-person fans and millions watching online. When June 7th rolls around, you'll be able to catch Summer Game Fest on Steam, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Immediately following SGF will be a Day of the Devs partner showcase to spotlight the ever-growing independent community. Day of Devs SGF edition will feature over a dozen games from a diverse set of developers to celebrate the creativity, diversity, and magic of video games. Diversity matters, y'all. There will be other live streams and events during Summer Game Fest 2, as well as SGF Playdays, an invite-only event for folks to go hands-on with upcoming games from June 8th to 10th. So be on the lookout for previews of games dropping this year and next. Speaking of which, last year's Summer Games Fest showcase included stellar reveals and in-depth looks at some big games. We saw Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon, Cyberpunk 2077's expansion Phantom Liberty, and then we also saw Keanu Reeves, Dragon's Dogma 2, Phantom Liberty, a brand new Naruto fighting game, Star Wars Outlaws, and much more. It's possible that 2024 feeling like a quieter year compared to 2023. This June Summer Game Fest will give some exciting fall and winter releases to get hyped for.
That's what I mean. I feel as though a dip. Okay, cool. Right now, everyone's playing Power World and Final Fantasy VII remake and Helldivers and everything. But I don't feel the dip necessary. Plus, June summer is coming up. We'll be entwined with excitement for other games coming out this year.
I'll be ready. Give me something a little different to play.
Mm-hmm.
But after I beat Final Fantasy.
I mean, you about 30 hours in, you still got about 70 left. Oh no, you probably got like 90 left.
Especially the way I be getting my butt kicked. It's gonna be a while.
But you're having fun with it.
I am.
You know, it has like a progressive difficulty thing, right? Like, the better you get, the harder it gets.
That I did.
The deeper you get in the game, the harder it gets.
Like it's the daggone side quest. Like, remember the game Fort Condor? Oh well, did you play the first remake?
Yeah,
I did not.
Oh, it's this game called Fort Condor. They brought it back, and that's what.
Oh, one of the mini games.
Mm-hmm. And also their card game. That one's wiping floor up with
are
me.
you
I'm
talking
like,
about?
gosh.
Is it Queen's Blood?
Yes.
So, my thoughts. So, I've heard a lot of the crazy things about Queen's Blood, and people think this is the best mini game. Not even just a mini game. They think this should be a real game, and now people want a physical copy of it, and they want a mobile version of the game because they think this is probably one of the best mini games that Square Enix has ever created. and it's
Okay, I
a
can see that.
full-blown game. They want it to be a
I can jump
full-blown
on
game.
board.
So yeah,
It's
Queen's
fun.
Blood is probably absolutely probably the shizness, as everybody's saying. But with the with the Summer Game Fest thing, it's returning in June with in-person showcase. Now,
We're at California.
I bet.
in California,
Mhm.
you can buy tickets to go. Is this officially the new E3?
Ooh, it could be. I didn't even think about that.
I feel like Jeff
As long
Keighley just made a huge play.
as
Oh,
long
wow.
as another pandemic doesn't come and wipe this shit out again, then
Nah,
I
that's
can
not-
see that being a
promises.
success.
That's not happening. We don't even
For
got
another
a
100
quarantine
years.
no more, I guess. According to the
I mean,
CDC.
It'll be something dumb like, oh, big toe infectious, blah blah blah. Everyone stay in, or your
I got
toe's
two
gonna
of
fall
them.
off.
You got big two.
They got two big toes.
Nah, I got to.
No, but listening to this, like, you know, they're talking about his in-person showcase. You'll be able to try stuff out. This seems like a pretty big deal. I want to see what the tickets are looking like come May 7th. How much it's going to cost to go. Because I think I'm going to consider going to this for sure.
Ooh, wow.
This, like, hey, I didn't get to go to E3, but shit. Summer
Right, I'm
Game
not
Fest
missing
is-
the opportunity again.
This is pretty dope, and I'm excited for this.
I'll see you on the big screen. I need to save my PTO.
How is it different than Comic-Con or State of Play and the Xbox Nintendo event equivalents?
So, okay, that's a good question. So, I mean, when you're talking about Comic-Con is a huge live event, right? As well, but it's focused on comic books. Yes, video games are there, movies are there. That's a bigger show than anything, right? To be honest, those tickets are like $600, and you got to buy them the day Comic-Con finishes. You buy the tickets for next year. That's how
Mhm.
big that is. State of Play and Nintendo equivalent and Xbox, those are no longer in person.
They're
Those are all virtual. When have you been? You seen a virtual in-person State of Play? When was the last one?
No, not State of Play, but the Nintendo one. They had one in Washington State.
That was a Nintendo event, but that's not. They do Nintendo
Oh.
Directs where you get the new game announcers and stuff.
You're right.
It's all virtual now.
Good
Xbox
point.
has their own theater. They dropped out of E3 a long time ago, so you don't even get those in-person experiences anymore. They were part of E3. Like that's like the biggest difference. We haven't had an event. I mean, you got like PAX and stuff like that you can go to, but it seems like Summer Game Fest has taken that spot of E3 where they bring all the biggest companies, the biggest games, the biggest announcements into one place. And don't get me wrong, they've been virtual. Like, yes, they've had people at the show, but that wasn't like open to the public. Now it's open to the public, and you're talking about being able to play test stuff.
That's cool, actually. That's really cool.
And you know, it might just be the thing that brings the big three back into, hey, Summer Games Fest is a huge thing. Maybe we should reveal our own stuff there as well. So
Let's make it happen. I want to go. Send me a ticket.
Yeah. you
Not
heard him.
send me
You
a
heard him
ticket.
stream. Hit that subscribe button. But yeah, I think that's the biggest difference. It's just different industries when it comes to Comic-Con and Summer Games Fest. Literally, this focuses on video games and the people who made them and the people, but yeah, pretty much the people who made them. Like, they actually get to shine at these events, and that's pretty dope.
That is. And you get first hands on. Count me in.
Anything, you guys got anything else?
Not at this time. I do want. I can't wait for June to see what they have come down the pipeline, because last year we did get a chance to see some really great games, and I can't wait to see what they have announced this year.
Now let's just hope they don't cut off every speaker in like a minute like they did last year.
Wrap it up.
That's just the voice actor for Kratos. I
Yeah,
can't
they
think of it.
course corrected and went a little too far. Now they got to dial it back. So we'll see. We will see. All right, the next news story. This is a pretty quick one.
It's a quickie.
Quickie. All right, this comes from Geek Tyrant. Nicolas Cage, we all love Nicolas Cage, confirms talks for live action Spider-Man noir series. This came out about 5 hours ago. A few weeks ago, it was reported that Nicolas Cage was in talks to star in Sony's live action Spider-Man noir series, and it turns out that rumor is true. Cage confirmed that there have been conversations about reprising his Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse role in live action. Cage shared with Collider, I can say that we have been talking. It's no secret that I love the character. Cage also described the character as a mashup of sorts, one that was inspired by Golden Age actors like Edward G. Robinson, James Cagney, and Humphrey Bogart. The actor said, I can combine my favorite Golden Age performances, Robinson, Cagney, Bogart, with a character that is, I guess, widely considered to be Stan Lee's masterpiece. I see it as kind of a foray into a pop art mashup of a sort. Linkston mashup by the way of Bogart and Cagney, but nothing's definitive yet. It's just conversation. The project is being developed by the Punisher writer and producer Steve Lightfoot as the co-showrunner, and he is joined by Oren Uziel, who is a writer on the project and will serve alongside Lightfoot as a co-showrunner. The series will be set in 1930 New York City, and it will follow the adventures of this fan favorite Spider-Man variant that's ready to take on the criminal underworld in his signature noir style. It was previously reported that the show will be set in its own universe, and the main character will not be Peter Parker. In this noir-inspired world in the comics, Peter Parker takes on the mantle of Spider-Man, but with a distinctly cool twist. Clad in a trench coat and fedora, Spider-Man Noir fights crime in the shadows of New York City, navigating a landscape filled with corruption and danger. The character's design and narrative draw heavily from the film noir genre, incorporating elements of detective fiction and morally ambiguous atmosphere. Throughout his adventure, Spider-Man Noir confronts a rogues gallery of villains. I would love to see Cage star in Spider-Man Noir series. He would be awesome. We'll just have to wait to see if this is something that he'll agree to do or pass on.
Let me start with saying I already have in my head a what is it, the Watchers kind of vibe comic setting with oh my gosh, what is it? The Punisher, for example, Steve Lightfoot, its Punisher was so good. Oh my gosh, could you imagine the fight scenes and
Wait. Which one was
That's
Steve
why I'm giving
Lightfoot's
it-
Punisher?
the Netflix?
The Netflix one.
Oh, that was the Netflix one? Okay. Oh.
That's why I'm giving it some type of hope. I'm like,
Okay.
Who's writing? So I can give it some hope because Sony.
Oh,
I needed confirmation because I was like, wait a minute. I remember the other one. Okay, and it's a series. Freaking Sony. Nicolas Cage. Okay. Ooh,
Yeah,
Sin
see?
City. Jay Leo said Sin
It's like
City.
that meme with the chick was like, ugh.
Bro, that's exactly how I feel about this right now. I don't know what to think. I don't know. Now, what I will say is I would love to see it happen. Maybe not in this way, but I'll give it a shot. And yeah, if it's Lightfoot's part of it, I definitely enjoyed that Punisher. And yeah,
Maybe I'll do better on a series versus movie.
Madam Web.
We can give them a little hope. Maybe this series will be a little better than what. Like, has anyone really seen Madam Web?
I haven't seen it.
Madam sucked.
But it was bad for real. It was,
bro.
BTG,
look,
please.
Look,
there was no parts of it you liked. Oh.
Silence is loud.
Oh my god.
Look, this is what I'll say. The people who acted in the movie are saying they will never do it again in their lives and are not taking credit for anything that happened. Some of them are just be like, I was just hired and I just showed up. And like it's
that's bad.
And
just watch it. Watch it for yourself.
Name?
Oh, what's her name? She's a good actor too. Oh, but you can't tell from this movie.
Is it Jessica? Is she a Jessica?
Let me see.
Well, anyway, she said that the original script was fire. Still, was nothing wrong with it. It was good, but they
Sydney
kept
Sweeney.
changing it.
No. Dakota Johnson. No,
Oh.
Dakota Johnson.
Okay, I was way off.
Mhm.
But yeah, she said the original script was great, but they kept changing it and revising it, and that's
Thanks,
how
Pineapple.
we
Yeah.
ended up with that.
Blah. I mean, let
I
me
wanted
say
it to do well.
2 out of 5 stars on IMDb,
Yikes.
and there's 32,000 votes. Look,
Okay. So
you
I'll
should,
watch
you should
it.
watch it. You should
I'll
watch
watch
it.
it.
Watch it.
We should have a movie nights and crack jokes on it. That's
Oh.
friends. But I'm hoping that they'll just do better with series instead of movies. That's the last hope I have for Sony.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's Nicolas Cage, man. I don't even know if I could not like anything Nicolas Cage is in. We'll see.
True, because some of his joints, like
His
that,
things would be
what was
sus,
it?
and I'd be like, all right, shit, fuck it. I'm with it.
The animatronic one he was in, Wonderland, Willy in Wonderland or something like that.
Oh, yes, I remember the one with the soda and you had to beat the robots.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
That was
Great
good.
movie.
Let's stop talking about Sony's failures. Well, this one's kind of a failure, but it's based off something great. I'm just gonna let me just start it off with the trailer for you guys.
Ooh.
Twyla?
Twyla.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, the Great Web.
New York City. Nothing in the whole world I wouldn't do for this big, beautiful apple. One moment, you're scarfing down a slice from Vinny's. The next, you're stopping a supervillain prison break.
Yeah, the first one was great.
Sometimes you can swing it as a lone wolf, but you're way better off with some friends.
Whoa. You
Wait.
get to play with your friends? Oh, that's kind of sick.
I've seen the Sinister Six before. Never so methodical, so savage. I don't think I'm gonna be enough this time, guys. But together, it just might be. You in?
Whoa. Wait, what? All right.
So should I dare say that this is what Suicide Squad
Hold
should have
on.
been?
Would you play it?
Absolutely, totally. What?
Too bad, because it's been canceled.
No.
Now, why would you show that and then tell
How dare you?
I'm out of here? Good night.
Hard
No.
pass. Oh, because it's being canceled? What?
So look, that trailer actually leaked from Insomniac's canceled Spider-Man multiplayer game. The leaked trailer footage of Spider-Man: The Great Web is spreading across social media, part of a massive Insomniac breach that rolled out the studio back in December. IGN won't be linking the footage. Oh, I got it. Sorry. The trailer shows a multiplayer version of Insomniac Spider-Man games with Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy, aka Spider-Gwen, among the playable characters battling the Sinister Six. It looks to have been a 5-player multiplayer game built on a live service foundation, similar to Naughty Dog's canceled The Last of Us. The multiverse appears to be the main conceit for the characters' customizations. Spider-Man: The Great Web was never formally announced, and the trailer seems to be essentially a concept trailer intended for internal use. Its quiet cancellation comes amid a broader shift by Sony away from service games, despite the breakout success of Helldivers 2, which has been one of 2024's early success stories. Ultimately, it's unclear why Insomniac decided to cancel The Great Web. However, its leaked roadmap for the next several years points to numerous planned projects, including several Marvel games. In its own statement explaining the cancellation of The Last of Us Online, Naughty Dog framed the decision as a choice between prioritizing legacy of single-player narrative games and live service games, which require a tremendous amount of resources to support over the long haul. So yeah, that was like a concept trailer of what they were going to do. And look, I would have played it. Like,
Well, absolutely.
even though
I
like
definitely would.
you could tell like it was like not like complete. Like they didn't. Spider-Gwen wasn't using her own mannerisms. It looked like she was using Miles Morales's. Yeah, of course they did it just to show like what the concept would look like. But a 5-player Spider-Man game against a Sinister Six.
What?
Where can I sign to bring it back? Where's the petition?
I mean, it looks like it's using the same engine too. Like, come on. Look, we'll see. Like, it's probably not gonna happen, but it would have been nice to see it because I think it would have done fine. Spider-Man, man.
What? I just don't understand. Why is something like that they shut down, but then they would keep, I don't know, what's a terrible game?
Suicide Squad.
I was just about to say this, but it's not terrible, but if you're going to compare it to other games, then yeah, it's lacking something. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That game really got me excited. And then when I saw Jay Leo in chat talking about, wait, isn't this game canceled? I was like, I hope not. It better not.
Ruin.
Yeah, it was. I as a concept, I think that's pretty good for a concept. But look, and it looked like they even traveled into the like Miles Morales type world and stuff. Man. Oh my god, from like the movies.
That would be so cool to go to different parts of the. Oh my. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. We're not gonna get that.
Yeah, we're not. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
could you imagine going to Noir's, Spider-Man Noir's? Oh my gosh!
Hit all the universes from the movie.
It would have been so good.
So who canceled this? We got a protest. I'm ready.
I'm pretty sure this was.
I got my pitchfork.
Right.
This Insomniac, this Spider-Man. So
we coming for you, Insomniac. We taking my PTO up.
Yep. It looks cool though. It's nice to see. All right, next news story. Oh, this one I don't know what to think about this story. This comes from CBR. X-Men's 97 sneak peek shows how Disney Plus revival honors a... Wait, this is the same story? I thought this story was about something else.
Is this Spider-Man?
No, this is the X-Men story. But was this the story? Because they fired the guy who did it.
Oh. Now that I'm unsure with. I know they released a trailer recently.
All right, so X-Men 97 sneak peek shows how Disney Plus revival honors original series. Is this the sneak peek trailer?
That is.
All right, let's take a look.
X-Men 97 is not a reboot of the original series, but literally a next day continuation.
Come on, let's go. Everything Charles fought for now belongs to me.
Did Charles get blasted off that chair again?
We're keeping the themes of those stories that were so powerful.
No more mutants!
But adapting it for a brand new audience.
What must we do to be good enough?
The animation is absolutely beautiful. It's true to the original.
Heads up!
It's so wonderful to revisit the series. So much of the cast is back. We're even in the same studio.
I am Storm, Mistress of the Elements. 30 years ago, we had no idea how much our show was affecting the whole world.
This show is the perfect combination of characters and style. And, of course, the theme song.
Buckle up, team. Surrender, mutant.
The show is representing the past while being unique.
It's everything you want from a new X-Men series.
The song is so good.
Now, did y'all hear they fired the guy that bought it back, basically?
Yes, that's what I thought this story was about.
Not that Nerf Rogue.
Oh, because of the butt cheeks.
Yeah.
She ain't got that cake. She got pancake.
So yeah, here's the story about that. X-Men 97 creator Bo DeMaio fired weeks before the premiere. In an unusual situation on the eve of the project's debut, the writer-producer who worked on Moon Knight and Blade will no longer be promoting the show or moving forward with future seasons. Earlier this month, Bo DeMaio was in the midst of a particularly busy time at Marvel Studios. The writer-producer was preparing for the launch of X-Men 97, the Disney Plus series he created as a continuation of the beloved 90s Fox Kids show. DeMaio, a Marvel regular who previously wrote on live-action series Moon Knight, as well as early drafts of the company's delayed but still upcoming vampire thriller Blade, had completed writing duties on Season 2 of X-Men 97. Was lining up press and making plans to attend shows Hollywood premiere on March 13th. He was even discussing loose ideas for a third season with members of his team. But early last week, Marvel and DeMaio suddenly parted ways. His company email was deactivated and cast and crew were informed he was no longer on the project. DeMaio's Instagram account, once a source for X-Men updates, was deleted. No reason for the firing was given. Marvel had no comment. DeMaio's representatives did not return calls for comment, and emails to the showrunner yielded no response. It was a surprising turn of events on the eve of the show's March 20th debut. Splitting with the writers is a normal part of business for Marvel or any studio. However, it is unusual for a top creative on a Marvel project to miss a premiere or cancel press plans last minute, even if they've been shuffled to the side. Most Marvel premieres feature multiple screenwriters walking the red carpet, some of whom had been rewritten by other writers also walking the carpet. Marvel announced DeMaio's hiring in November 2021. The move was met with some level of excitement as the scribe brought his identity as a gay black man to the project and made it a point in talking to the press about how growing up as the adopted son to white parents with a Korean sister in the South made the X-Men characters and their struggles for acceptance by society feel personal to him. His silence on social media has been acute as he was a prolific poster, sharing X-Men tidbits as well as shirtless pictures of himself at the gym. For a time, he also ran a non-explicit OnlyFans account, all of which inspired the LGBTQ publication Out to declare him the sexy gay Marvel writer and showrunner to know. But at times, social media had proven a challenge while making the series. In May 2023, DeMaio announced he would be deleting his Twitter account after he was attacked by users accusing X-Men 97 of whitewashing the character Sunspot with the casting of Brazilian actor Gui Agostini in the role. X-Men 97 continues the story X-Men the Animated Series, which ran from 92 to 97, and is credited with introducing a generation of children to the mutant characters and priming the pump for the X-Men movies of the early 2000s. So, yeah, we do not know why he was fired. And I don't know if we ever will. So I really don't have anything to say about this, but I hope it doesn't hurt the show. Like, honestly, we don't know if the show is going to be good. If it's bad, like, we'll see. It premieres in a week. I am pretty excited about it, but I do hope this does not mess it up for future seasons.
I'm interested. What were you saying, Lily?
I just said dun dun dun.
It's accurate because the truth is, because we have very little information on why they were fired, it very well may end up coming out later on, which then could hurt the show. And I can tell you my views is I want the show to do well. I grew up watching this series, and because it's a continuation of where it left off, there were so many things that went on in this show that just taught you valuable lessons about, being kind to one another and understanding you don't know someone else's situation. Like the story between Magneto and Professor X you had to be there. You had to watch the show to know that they were at some point like brothers to one another. And then they are now mortal enemies. It's so, I want the show to do well. It seems like they're going to continue to focus on character development, and it looks fantastic. It sounds great, and I really hope it does well. But
yes, we'll just keep you guys posted. Hopefully it's not like bad news. I mean, it's
Hopefully.
bad news that he's fired, but it could be good news he's fired. You know, it depends on what's going on. We'll see. I'm sure something will come out.
Somebody on the interweb is researching and hacking right now to find out what the hell happened. They always find a way.
They always find a way. It just sounds messy. That's what the problem is. It sounds messy.
Yeah. All right, we're down to our last story. All right, so our last story comes from PC Gamer. Google develops an AI that will actually play games with you. Google is developing a DeepMind-based AI that could end up being the ultimate virtual co-op buddy, but it's not the same play-to-win opponent or superbot, but a general instructable game-playing AI agent. Google presented a research article on what it calls a scalable, instructable, multi-world agent, a SEMA. The general idea is that it's a learning AI that can follow verbal instructions and understand the virtual world it's in, rather than functioning as a hard-coded AI opponent or bot we've grown accustomed to over decades. Google's SEMA promises a more natural and human-like gaming companion. Google partnered with 8 game studios to test its SEMA model in games including Valheim, Goat Simulator 3, and No Man's Sky. These are open-world games chosen to teach SEMA to learn general gaming skills. The current version of SEMA is capable of forming around 600 basic skills, including navigation, object interaction, and menu use. As a player of No Man's Sky, I'm very intrigued by the possibilities. Anyone that's played the game knows that resource gathering and construction is a tedious process, and telling an AI player to go out and find oxygen or build a base would really help to reduce the grinding aspect of it. The rest of it's a long. I'm pretty interested in this. I'm more interested in like the implementation of this in like single player games. So like, you know, being in a single player game, having like teammates and just being like, oh, give me cover, like on your mic, and they respond, and you know, that'd be pretty dope.
I'm curious as to what this means because, as we know, gaming is kind of like the first step for technology. People try things in games, and then what happens? We migrate and use that same technology in the real world. I can only imagine. I can't even imagine what can be brought out from this type of technology. Just imagine you're asking, I don't know,
Be Cortana.
Cortana, or you're was it cleaning robots, and then you know we're already there. You could do a lot of those things from your Google Home, or what's the thing called, Alexa? Not you. No, I'm talking. All of that. So it just tells me that we're moving into that age where people have these AI dogs that follow them around the house and all that other good stuff. So I'm interested to see what this does.
You know what scares me about this is that I've been following a lot of AI news, and they've been doing a lot of simulations of like AI deciding what to do in like war events. And majority of the time, AI decides to use nuclear weapons.
Every time?
Majority.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Even though they use it, their justification is that they just want peace.
Oh, wow.
So if they use a nuke, it's the fastest way just to make peace.
Holy. That's terrifying.
You know what? I have to agree with AI on this one.
Yeah. You'll find peace in nothing.
Push the button. Oh, they fucking up over there. Boop.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty scary.
The first to be wiped out, to be honest.
I don't think you're wrong there. Terrifying.
Pretty wild.
They trash. Boop. They're gonna do it like the with dainty fingers.
For democracy.
All right, with that, we're gonna run through what we call honorable mentions. These are pretty much all the other news stories that have happened in the week that we've been gone that you might want to know about, and you could probably look up for yourselves, but we'll just touch on them real quick. So one of the first honorable mentions is Helldivers. Their new war bond is out with new weapons, new armor. I took a look at it, and there's a new laser auto rifle. It's pretty dope. But don't tell Arrowhead that, they'll nerf it. All right. Aspire is under fire over a disastrous launch of the highly anticipated Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. Apparently it's plagued with server issues, bugs, and more. Haven't got to try this. I was excited about this. which also sucks because now that I think about it, Aspire is also doing Knights of the Republic remake as they just got from under Embracer. Okay. And then also coming, Akuma to Street Fighter 6 comes out this spring. The Boy in the Heron film returns to North American theaters on March 22nd. Toonami is going to air the Dragon Ball Z Kai marathon in honor of the late creator Akira Toriyama. Rest in peace. March's PlayStation Plus games. What's coming out on March's PlayStation Plus? It looks like... Okay, March's PlayStation Plus is having NBA 2K24, Marvel's Midnight Suns, which is a great game, Resident Evil 3, Lego DC Supervillains, Mystic Pillars, Blood Bowl 3, Super Neptunia, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. PlayStation Plus Premiums is going to be Jak and Daxter, The Lost Frontier, Cool Borders, God Eater's Burst, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, and JoJo Bizarre's Adventure All-Star Battle R.
Whoa, that's cool.
SNK is planning to revive a classic non-fighting game IP. Does it say what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. The revival... Oh, Anderson K announced that it will collaborate with Arika to revive one of its classic franchises. The revival will be for a non-fighting game franchise in SNK's back catalog. It is said in an announcement on Tuesday. Is that the most prominent non-fighting game title? I was about to say in SNK's catalog is arguably Metal Slug, which hasn't received a new entry in its franchise since 2008. Metal Slug 7 was released on Nintendo DS. I'd be excited for a new Metal Slug. For sure.
Me too.
That game kicked my tail.
It was tough.
The Pokemon Company establishes a new Pokemon Works subsidiary. It will operate from the same building as Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl Studio. What do you think this means for Pokemon?
I think that they're going to be using this as an opportunity to work on other Pokemon IPs, especially since
like a Power World Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, man, because we've been asking for it.
All right. And then former Activision boss Bobby Kotick is reportedly interested in buying TikTok. What the hell? Just go away. Go away, Bobby.
Oh, because the bill passed in the House to ban it unless there's like a U.S. port or something. Because
we'll
China.
See. We'll see. All right. And then Nintendo and Illumination confirmed the second Super Mario Bros. Movie for 2026. So we got a year, guys. Multiverses is actually returning in May, running on Unreal Engine 5. That's going to be interesting. Player's Choice Helldivers 2 is voted February's best new game. Of course. Helldivers 2 players. Oh, let's see. And then, this one's kind of spoilery. But Helldivers 2 players believe planetary tremors are a sign of an old enemy is returning. Awesome.
Ooh. I'm excited, man.
I am, and I'm hopping right on it right after this. So let's roll through. All right, so games coming out this week. You got Contra Operation Galuga on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch and PC. That came out 2 days ago. Melatonin is now out on PlayStation 5. I have the game for Switch. It's a good rhythm game. Oh my God, it's so dope. Still haven't beat all the levels because it's so freaking hard. But I'm sure there are rhythm people out there that you guys are going to crush it. But that game is so dope. Like the way it does its cues, it's not like visual. Like it's weird. The visual cues are like weird. It's not like you see an icon move. It's like you're watching something do something in motion and you got to hit the beat for whatever the motion is and remember that. It's super dope.
It reminds me of Rhythm Heaven.
Yeah. Passing by a Tailwind Journey is on Switch and PC 2 days ago. Llama Soft, the Jeff Minter story, is on PC yesterday. Cartel Tycoon. What? There's a Cartel Tycoon? PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, that came out today. I'm kind of interested in checking this out. Guilt, that's a great game, is on Switch, came out today. High Water is on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. That came out today. And for you guys that are all about Power Wash Simulator, now you got a new one, Lawn Mowing Simulator, that came out today on Switch. Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection came out today on P5, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. What the Golf is now on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. I do enjoy it, What the Golf, but I play it on my iPhone, so I don't know how much. I mean, it's good. I hope it's. I mean, is it free? If it's free on PlayStation 5,
$20.
what the fuck? Just play it on your iPhone. It's great though. Kingdom Come Deliverance Royal Edition comes out on Switch tomorrow. Outcast: A New Beginning comes out on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and PC tomorrow. And that's it, guys. That is the games coming out this week. Next week, are you guys here next week for the show?
I'll be here.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, you guys will see us next week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. If you want more content from these two over here, where can they find y'all?
You can find me, Yanonick, over at NK_Yanonick at Twitter.com or over at Twitch, where I stream all kinds of great games, but right now, Helldivers 2. Lily, where can we find you?
You can find me over on Twitch at Lily Masumi, which I am definitely about to stream because Final Fantasy. Also on Twitter X at Lily Masumi. And here on the podcast. What about you, BTG?
Y'all can find me right here doing the podcast every Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on twitch.tv/Team Night Kids. Or if you want to check me out on my social media too, X, it's going to be NK_BTG Plays, Instagram, Black and Tie Guy Plays. But yeah, make sure you guys, if you want, you're already about to get more content, hop into Lily's stream. What are you playing? Final Fantasy 7?
Hell yeah.
Look,
I got side quests to do.
hopefully you guys are okay with a little bit of spoilers, but just check her out. Check it out. See if you want to get the game, because I'm sure you do. But yeah.
Heck yeah.
Remember, guys, this has been Night Kids After Dark podcast, where gamers discuss gamer things every Thursday live right here on twitch.tv/Team Night Kids. See you guys next week.
Later, y'all.
See ya.